welcome to another episode of Beyond Loss, Loving Life with Karen Chaston. I'm Karen Chaston, and I'm so glad that you are here. Monday, 11 a.m. in Queensland, which means it's time for Beyond Loss, Loving Life with Karen Chaston, obviously. So today, excuse me, already coffee. So today we are going to do, we're going to deep dive into fulfillment, which is something that I really love. But first of all, as always, I will pick a card from the beautiful the channel guidance cards by Marcia Quinton. Please, everyone, say hello. Let me know where you're from. For those of you, I only draw one card. It's for the group. It is whether you're watching it live or in the replay. This is the card for today. And I've always found that whatever card comes up is always most ideal. It's always something that we all need to hear, or we all, just feel, oh my God, that just makes so much sense. I really need to do that. 1, 2, 3, top or bottom? Bottom. Okay. Oh, what a pretty card. How gorgeous is that? And that card is number 11. We all love 11, don't we? And it's called transformation. So that is awesome. So transformation. Are we all about to have transformation? Are we all ready for transformation? I don't know about you, but I certainly am. I'm excited about transformation. Hi, Giles from Whyalla, South Australia. Hi, Sue. Great to see you. Right, transformation. What is this about? Time has come to transform your life. It awaits your changes. Transition is upon you. It is time for you to transform your life in both the inner and outer worlds. Sounds perfect to me. Transformation assists and supports to create yourself and turn your world around. Open new doors so you may shed the cocoon that has enveloped you. It is time to expand your mind, spirit, and consciousness. Wow. Walk a new path and open your awareness to new opportunities while letting go of the old patterns that do not serve your soul. Become the butterfly and awaken to spring. Celebrate the change of new growth and expansion, discovering new capabilities that have laid dormant for centuries. Centuries. That sounds amazing, doesn't you? Sorry, Jenny, I don't do cards. I do one card for the group, and then I help people on how to move beyond loss. I'm from Florida. Nice to see you, Melissa. Hi, John. Great to see you here too. Okay, so that's transformation, and you're not going to believe it. Those of you who were on when I shuffled, you saw that I shuffled the card, but I don't do readings, Viv. I just do a general reading for everyone, and that's it. Okay, so we're going to deep dive into, what are we going to deep dive into? Today, as always, I help people to move beyond any kind of loss and create their better everyday life. And let's face it, life is challenging at times. We have all of these different things that can come into our life. And I am a great believer that we're on a constant journey that takes us from love to loss and then back to love. But because of our lack of loss intelligence, we get stuck in loss. We can live years and years and years in loss, and we wonder, when the hell are we going to get back to love? And that is what the problem is, because of this lack of loss intelligence. Yes. Oh, I've just read Therese. Hi, have walked away from nursing after 40 years. So many have a similar story. Yes, they do. And it's very, very sad. But what lies ahead? And that's the question. And that's what everyone needs to understand, is that loss is going to come into our life. And I am a great believer that it comes into your life to assist you to maybe pivot. I can totally understand why you're lost. So stay on here, Viv, because I'm pretty sure that I can help you. And I am more than happy to have a little conversation with you. Let me just type into here. Let me see if I can yep, I got my mouse there. Here's my email address. If you want to reach out, happy to have a 15-minute chat with you. Please write in the heading where you saw me. There's my email address. I don't do readings, Helen. I help people to move beyond loss. Hi, Cherie. Great to see you. I'm a beyond loss expert. Okay, and we all require to understand how to move beyond loss, because we have over 40 different types of loss events that are going to affect us all. We're all going to have multiple major losses, and you can clearly see here when you have a look at the list that loss is change. You know, there are so many things that happen in our life, and it's traumatic, and we don't know what to do because we've never been taught how to move beyond loss. And that's what I help people to do. I help them to deep dive into what has happened, to find the gifts, to find the lessons, so that then they can clearly, from an intelligent point of view, then design the life moving forward. We get lost because we get trapped into this Groundhog Day days where each day seems to be the same, and we're rolling along, thinking that we're living and loving our lives. And a lot of the time we are. But then we get to a stage where something happens, and all of a sudden, like Therese, you know, she's left her nursing career after 40 years. And of course she's lost. I'm like, well, what do I do? What's my next step forward? Like, I have lived this life for 40 years. I'm now obviously maybe in my 60s or about to be in my 60s, and I don't know what to do. And that's what I help people to do. I help them to deep dive inside themselves to bring out their gems, because we all have gems buried inside of us and we don't know what to do. And it is about what you said, Melissa, creating a new life. So today, this is my 5-step gift of loss process. And for the last few episodes, I've been deep diving into the pivot stage, which is obviously the let's create our better everyday life stage. And today I want to deep dive into something that a lot of us don't think we can ever have in our life. And that is, but before I go there, when we deep dive into there, we have deep dive into all areas of our life, the all about you, the all about your relationships, all about your expertise, and all about your wealth creation. So often we look at our life as one big lump, and that's when we wonder why we're not achieving in that one big lump. But when we deep dive into the 9 areas of life which come under these 4 pillars, we start to concentrate on more little intricate parts of our life. And that's how we create that life that we live and love, because we make sure that they're all rolling along at the same time, and they all can roll along at the same time. You do not have to be healthy at the cost of your wealth or at the cost of your expertise or your relationships. You can have it all at once. It just requires a little bit of understanding on how you can bring it all together. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to deep dive in for the next 20 minutes or something, 22 minutes, because it's a 30-minute show, on how you can bring fulfillment into your life. Because so often we roll along in these Groundhog Day days, that I like to call it, where, you know, one day feeds into the other and we wonder why we're not fulfilled, right? We have this big gaping hole inside of us waiting to fill that gap. And we fill it with stuff, but we only have like that 15 seconds of gratification. And then we're like, okay, on to the next thing. Because we haven't designed our life where we are complete and whole and loving it. And that's what fulfillment is all about. It brings you that joy. It brings you that love. It brings you where you can look at yourself in the mirror and give yourself that old Fonzie salute. You know the one. Hey, I'm loving life. I'm loving me. I'm loving all of my relationships. I'm healthy and I just know where I'm going. And I'm excited about where I'm going, as opposed to just rolling along, not even really knowing where you're going. So, 10 top tips. Of course, you can share this with whoever you wanted to raise. More than happy to have a talk to anyone, as long as they know and respect my time, which is a 15-minute call where I will give them an idea on what to do. And I'm here to tell you, I'm a life coach, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm a life coach. So if they want to actually figure out where they're going, maybe it's worth that 15-minute conversation, because believe me, I see things differently. And more importantly, I know how to take someone by the hand and take them to where they want to go. Sure, there's a little investment, but do you know what? More of the investment is not about money. It's more about their time and them understanding that it takes time to deep dive within yourself to find those gems and to bring it out. So, fulfillment, what's the first step? Become your own best friend. So let's think about that concept. Become your own best friend. What does that actually mean? Well, how do you treat your best friend? You speak to her nicely, you treat her with respect, you show up for her, you're there for her, you know who she is, and you know her loves, and you know what she doesn't like. And let's face it, the way that you speak to your best friend compared to the way that you may be speaking to yourself, are they the same, or is there a difference? Are you really that nice to yourself, or are you not treating yourself so nicely? So that's the first requirement in finding your fulfillment. Start to treat yourself as your best friend. You eat healthy when you're around with her. You probably don't go out and, write yourself off and do all these other things. You just know that you have fun and joy, and you actually are there for each other. And that's the first step in finding your fulfillment, is become your own best friend. The second one is to keep educating yourself. That is the key to life. Keep educating yourself. You don't know what you don't know. And sometimes that little investment in yourself will take you bounds further than what you would have. It's going to catapult you forward, right? There's no bouncing back. You're going to be bouncing so far forward because of this little bit of education. And you're going to go, oh my God, how the hell did I not know and understand this? It's because you didn't take the time to educate yourself. Key to life. The next one is to get out of your comfort zone. So often we stay in our comfort zone. We're not willing to take that leap of faith and to find that success. We believe things like, oh, I could never do that, or I'm not good at that, or I'm just not my natural talent. So many people say things like, oh, I'm no good at computers, I can't do that. It's about educating yourself so that you can become good at computers. No one was good at computers when they first came out. Everyone learned how to use them. Someone showed you this little thing. Oh, just do this, just do this. And that's how they became an expert at it, by educating themselves, then getting out of their comfort zone. I used to, when I was in my corporate career, I used to look at my CEOs and go, oh, wow, look at them. Look at how they can talk to people. Look how great they are out the front. I could never do that. Now it's like, grab the hook, get her off the stage. It's so often we stay in our comfort zone because we're scared we may make a mistake. And guess what? You will. Doesn't matter. As long as you learn from that mistake and then keep going on from there. That's how important it is. You want fulfillment in your life? It's not going to come from staying in your comfort zone. And believe me, you get so much fulfillment from achieving something that you never thought you would be able to do. Which brings me to put you first. Now, you're not going to find fulfillment by running around after everyone else and not even looking after yourself. We all have done it. I did it. Everyone has done it. But it's time for you to be first. You've all heard the saying, put your own oxygen mask on first before you assist others. Nurses can be the worst people at this. So busy looking after everyone else that they're not looking after their health. They're not looking after their relationships. They're always tired and they're exhausted because they're not being there for themselves. You first. It's not selfish. And the beautiful thing about it is when you start to do this, you will have more energy, you will have more time for everyone else. And it's really important for everyone to understand that you give everyone else permission then to look after themselves. And at the end of the day, you're not full of regrets. You are bouncing along because not only have you looked after you, but you've looked after everyone else in such a way that it was a lot better than when you were putting them before you. Make sure you fill up your own oxygen tank first. You can't run on any empty. You know that. Yes, self-love, self-care. Good on you, Marie. Time out. You have to have time out. You've got to just lie around, do nothing, go for a walk, be by yourself. Just have time out of your day where you can regather your thoughts, where you can sit back and go, wow, you know what? I just need to gather my thoughts. I need to journal. Anything that you need to do so that you can take a breath, because so often we are busy, and we don't have our time out and we get sick because your body is going to want you to have time out. So if it's going to say, well, you need to be sick so that you will stop and have this time out, that's what it will do. And we need to understand that our body continually talks to us. You know, if you feel like you have this ache and pain, figure it out. You know, there's so many amazing books out here at the moment that your body is talking to you. And when you read the reason why you have this niggle or, you know, this ache or pain or whatever it is, or why you hit your toe, when you deep dive into the reasons behind that, the energetic reasons behind it, you will be amazed and you'll go, oh, wow, yeah. Your body is saying, time for your time out. It doesn't have to take a long time. It can be 30 minutes. You know, 30 minutes in a day, we have 48, we have 48, 30 minutes in a day. There's 24 hours and, you know, there's 30 minutes in every hour. So every day we have 48 30-minute segments. I'm sure you can find one where you can just go, I'm doing nothing for 30 minutes. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to ask, what will bring me fulfillment? What will bring me joy? What is it that I require? What is this hole inside of me saying to me? How can I fill it? And filling it with stuff is never going to bring you fulfillment. It will for 15 minutes, but after that, you'll not even 15 minutes, probably 15 seconds if we're honest. And then after that, we're like, okay, that's what's on to my next big thing that I want to purchase. Whereas when we find who we are, we will always be fulfilled. Right, next one, healthy. Be healthy. And it's, you know, it's really quite interesting when you look back at our past 2 years, right? The whole world has been in this pandemic and it's all been about our health. But no one, you know, no officials sort of turned around and said, now's the time to get healthy. Now's the time to cut down your drinking, to increase your exercise, to start to do things that bring you fulfillment. Start to hang out with the family and play games together. You know, no, none of that was really said. Not in the big media. Well, sure, we may got a little bit of it through some social media stuff, but let's think about this. If we want fulfillment in our life, why not be healthy? Because when we're healthy, we have more energy, we look better in our clothes, we feel better all the time, and it just sort of is perpetuating. And it's amazing, you know, when you think about it, how when you start to be really healthy, it's just like an energized thing. Let's think about exercise, for example. Sitting on the couch, I'm really tired, I'm not going to go exercise. But then we find the energy to get up and we go for that walk and we get into nature and we start to see all these beautiful things and we start to feel more energy. And it's like wait a minute, I was tired, but then I went up and I did something physical and now I've got more energy. It's sort of logically, it seems a little bit way off, but it's not. And it's exactly what happens. So it's time for everyone to go, you know what? When I eat better, I feel healthier. I have more energy. I get more done. I bring more fulfillment into my life. I started to create that life because I have more energy. I can start to do more things that really do bring me the joy and the love that I have been missing in my life. So easy. Easy. Oh, now, how cool is that? I just said it's so easy. And that's what it is. You can create a life of ease. Sometimes we overcomplicate our life so much. And, you think of your kids, I've got them in this sport, and I'm running around after them all the time. Why? Are they really enjoying all of these different sporting activities? Sure, it gets them to figure out what they like and what they don't. But do they really need to be doing something 3-4 days a week? As opposed to, why not bring my life into ease? Why don't we just turn around and go, just pick one? Just pick one for this semester. You can pick something else for the next semester. It's so much easier. Same with yourself. Why am I running around? Why am I going out so many nights a week? Why can't I have ease in my life? Whereas I can sit down and start to know that my life is really creating the life that I want of ease. It's that simple. No negativity allowed here. This is a really good one. So often we have in our life people who just are negative. They cannot see anything positive about life. And they love to point the negative things out to life. But you can turn around and you can go, yeah, but what about this? This is different. This is positive. But they're still in that negativity frame of mind and you can't get out of them. And after you see them, you're sort of down. So now is the time for you to say, no negativity allowed around here. Thank you very much. And if they continue, it's time for you to say, thank you, but goodbye. I'm out of here. I'm positive, right? And some people say, glass half full or glass half empty. You know what? There's another way of actually even looking at that. The glass is refillable. So why is it that it has to be half empty or half full? It's refillable. So, and that's the same with your life. There is no need for you to look at life as negative. You can always find something positive. And that's what I really have noticed, that so many people, they get this tunnel vision because they've stopped educating themselves. They're not looking at a broader perspective. They're not looking around and going, do you know what? Life isn't that bad. There's always someone who has a better life, but there's always someone who has a worse life as well. So if you're sitting pretty in the middle, that's not too bad because, we know exactly what we can handle and what we can't. So I highly recommend that when you start to hear people being negative, pull them up and go, but it's not that bad. How about this? Point out the positive things. And if they're willing to change, great. But if not, and do it with yourself. If you're starting to feel yourself get into that negativity and not be so positive, really pull yourself up on it and actually start to say, what's going on here? Why? Why are you bringing yourself down? Why are you feeling your life like that? Really important. A daily laugh. Now, laughter is the best way for you to bring yourself up. If you're around those negative people, start laughing. Seriously, you will fill yourself up with all of those feel-good hormones, endorphins. Oh my God. I love to say, I get high on dopamine, and why not? And there are so many great things that you can fill yourself up when you start laughing. You may start to fake it till you make it, but that daily laugh really does make a huge difference to the way that you feel. You can't be angry or you can't be upset and you can't be in negativity when you're laughing. When my son passed away over 10 years ago, we started a practice of watching our favorite comedy, probably about a week after he passed, because it was a show that would go on for half an hour. And it's a British show. Not many people know about it. It's actually called Coupling, and it is on Netflix. I highly recommend it. It goes for 4 seasons. I think it was made from 2000 to 2004. Honestly, it's so funny. It is hilarious. And it's, an English version of Friends, but it's so much more funnier than Friends. I highly recommend it. But it gets you out of that slump that you're in. And it really does assist you to look at life differently. Because when you are full of those hormones, you really will start to see things completely different. And I highly recommend that if you are feeling down, start with your daily laughter. It's, 30 minutes. That's your time out. It just all flows in together. And then the last one is start to fulfill your dreams. Like, so often we look at our dreams and we see them as unachievable. And we just think, well, it's a dream. And, it will remain a dream unless you start to turn it into a bit of a plan and you start to look at, well, how can I fulfill this dream? What are those daily action steps that I need to take? What is it that I need to take so I can figure out how to get there and close that gap and close that gap and close that gap? Because that's what it's about. It's about achieving your dreams. There is nothing more fulfilling in your life than setting a plan and then going to get it. What's the show's name? Oh, it's called Coupling. I'll type it in here. I'll just type it in here. COUPLING. On Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. It has been on Netflix. Type it in. You will find it unbelievable. It will really get you laughing. Stay with it. I think it grabs you from the first show. It is, introduces the 6 characters very, very easily in a really great way. So I highly recommend it. Now, as always, I love to tell everyone about my Demystifying Loss book. It is an amazing book. No matter what kind of loss you're going through, I deep dive into many of them in this. I show you the hard way we do loss, and then I show you the more loving way. I truly wish I had this book to refer to when Dan passed away over 10 years ago, and then I became redundant 15 months later. It really does assist you no matter what loss is happening in your life. This book gives you the plan on how to move beyond any kind of loss. Now, there you can go to the Chaston Centre. I'll also paste that in here. The Chaston Centre bookshelf is where you can see all the different ways on how to purchase the book. It is, I don't know, I just think it's the most amazing book ever. Let me come over here. I'll type that in there. Any questions? Because I've got 2 minutes left. How amazing is that? So I've just posted in there the link to the Chaston Centre bookshelf so that you can see, you can purchase it from me, you can purchase it from Kindle, or of course from Amazon. But all the links are there for you, plus all my other books. Highly recommend that you look at this again, deep dive into those 10 different things that if you feel your life is not going the way you want to and you're not living and loving your life, start to have a look at these different 10 things to bring fulfillment to your life. Because believe me, when you have fulfillment in your life, you will be living and loving your life and achieving all of those amazing dreams. So that's it for this week. So I hope you enjoyed today. I, as always, love bringing it to you, and I will see you again real soon. Bye for now.